Hazard.
Hello again, this is Steve from Coldbeam Games with another developer blog for Beat Hazard 2, and there's been quite a lot of features added to the game since I last did a video, so I'll take you through them. The biggest thing I added last time was music generated ships. So if I have a look through the Hangar, you can have a look here. I've got a ton of ships. Each one of these is generated when you play a piece of music, and at the end you get the option of buying that ship. So for each bit of music anybody plays, they all get the same ship, and then if you pay some money, that ship will go into your Hangar. And there's different ships are made by different manufacturers, and therefore they have different characteristics. For example, there's Brute Inc., which does very powerful, bigger ships with more weaponry but a bit slower. Things like Scorched Earth, which has a really wide arc of fire, so really good for crowd control, not so great on bosses. Another Brute one, Crazy Thief. They make ships that have a really strong pickup force, so it's good for attracting all the multipliers and the weapons. General Industries, they make just a generic ship, so they're sort of all-round ships. This big one, that's a Brute one. Another Crazy Thief. Look at that one. It's a really big one. It actually tells you as well when you in the Hangar which piece of music it was that generated that ship. So if you then give that to your friends, they can then get the same ship if they want it. It also creates 4 shadow missions based on the music that you've played as well. So some of it will be boss rush, some survival, but it might be related to the title of the track or the artist of that track. What else we got? Brute, Scorched Earth. Oh, Laser Labs. They make ships which are quite small and manoeuvrable, but really fast lasers, so they just shoot across screen really quickly. You can also see I've added some global stats, so when you look at a ship, you can see how many tracks overall have been completed by the whole community and how long that ship's been played for. So if I go to the default ship, you can see it's been played over 1,000 hours and has 8,000 tracks completed. So it's a good idea if you've got a ship, what other people, if other people are using it, what they're up to. What else have we got? So I'll just give you a demo of that. Obviously I have to play some piece of music in the game because of YouTube. I'm currently on cheat mode, so what I'll do, I can just die, and you only get the ship created if you actually complete the level properly. There's a shortcut. I'll just kill myself, and in this debug build I'll get the ship anyway. One more life. Okay. So it says, yeah, I finished the track, which I didn't. Should. Right, there we go. New ship discovered. So that says you found this ship because you've completed this track. If you're the first person to find that ship, it will add a bit of text saying first time discovered. Otherwise, you can see here, because it's one of the built-in tracks, it's been discovered 340 times. You can then, you can test the ship out. So look at this, is massive. It's got loads of firepower as well. And if you like the feel of the ship, you can then buy it. If you don't like the feel of the ship, there's something you can do about that, and I'll explain that in a minute. So I'm going to buy for 22,000. That now gets added to my Hangar, and I can go away and play with that ship. So that's music generated ships, which is added. It was added, I don't know, about a month ago or so. So it's been in the game a while. The other new feature that I've added today is ship modules, which you might have spotted. So there's these, you can attach up to 5 different modules to a ship that will affect its performance. and the modules are gained by completing shadow missions. So here, for example, there's a start multiplier module, which if I attach to this ship will give me plus 10 start multiplier and then reduce my bullet speed slightly. So it says complete 2 missions to unlock. So these missions here, you just complete 2 of the 4 and then you will unlock that module. I've already got some unlocked, so if I go to edit modules, here are all the different modules I've got. So things like top speed module, increased top speed, acceleration, bullet damage, bullet speed, pickup force and drag the pickups in towards you, deceleration, increase your start multiplier. Pickup life means the actual pickups will last longer on the screen, giving you longer to go and get them. Auto aim, so if you attach that to your ship, it becomes an auto aim ship. So instead of having auto aim ships separate like we did with it has one, now you just add a module that gives it that ability, so you can turn any ship you want into an auto aim ship. And then asteroid deflect, that module, if any asteroid hits your ship, it will just bounce off. The downside is you will lose 1 multiplier, so it will eliminate the deaths by rogue asteroids, but there is a slight downside to it. But for some on higher levels it might be quite useful, especially on longer tracks or if you're playing with no lives. So you can then, so for example, let's add some to this. So I can increase the top speed, so I can add as many as I want. I can have 3 top speed modules. And then on the right you can see how adding that will alter the stats of your ship. So for example, the top speed has gone up by 5, but the bullet damage has been affected and so is the acceleration. So you can balance these out, so I can add a bullet damage module to compensate. So the idea is you get your modules and you try and balance out the different effects. Modules also come in common, uncommon, rare and legendary. So obviously getting legendary modules is really going to benefit you. And as with the music generated ships, the modules that you get with any given ship is the same for everybody. So if someone finds a legendary module and tells you the track, you can then go away and unlock the ship for that track and then do the missions and get the same module. So now if I go and test the ship, so I can see how it feels with those modules on, and then play around with it till it feels right, and then just save it. And anytime I use that ship now, those modules will be on it. So, and each ship can have its own set of modules attached to it. I've also added a much requested sort option. So you can sort most used ship and down. You can then sort on least used if you want. So least used is useful because just find out what you can unlock with things you're not flaming for. Missions, so if you've got if you want to unlock some of these new modules, you can sort in order of missions ready yet to be completed, so you can get rid of all the ships where you've already done a lot of the work. Workshop ships at the top, and then none, which is just the default. There we go. I've also added, if you use OpenMic now returns YouTube and Spotify links. So if you want to quickly play that track, you can click on that link. It'll open a browser window, play that track, and then it should force focus back to the game. So it should do it all without really having to do anything, even if you full screen, which is quite handy. It speeds things up. And that's it. So we've got music generated ships, which have been in for a while, and the new system went in today, which is ship modules. Unlock a ship, do some missions, get a module, put those modules on your ship, and you should be able to significantly improve the performance of the ship or tweak the ships to the way you like them. The next thing I'm going to be working on is daily challenges, where based on what people play in OpenMic, it will take some of those tracks and add it to a daily challenge. So complete this track, who gets the highest score by the end of the day will get some sort of reward, and then it will just roll over. So every day there'll be a new track to play and compete against. And also thinking of doing a weekly one as well, so I have two things going. I have the daily one constantly going, and then a bigger weekly one where I pick one track every week. Maybe make it 3 days, I don't know. So there we go, that's what I've been up to. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe to help the channel, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.